What? 20 days of no Granada?
2 years.
It's so I counted. 20 days of no. Oh god, no! I can hear myself. Why can I hear myself? Oh my god, my stream. Okay, there we go. I just needed to mute the stream really quickly. Yeah. So it's been 20 days of no Granada, and it's also been 34 days without Agatha in Granada. So, hi.
Rhymes.
Yay, I got
Return from the dead.
Agatha's
Stole off the
back.
horse.
I'm still not dead.
borrowed.
Borrowed a horse.
Extended borrowing. No lease. Or payback. Or damages.
Alright,
Extended borrowing.
so what we are going to do is we are going to do some housekeeping really quickly, and then we're going to jump right into the game. Since Roll20 is back, but there's a bunch of stuff on Roll20 that I needed for today, and it's not available to us because Roll20 just had a rollback. So we might have a shorter session today than normal, and when I say shorter, I still mean like 3 hours-ish. We'll see how it goes.
Cool.
On that note, shall we just jump into today's session?
Yep.
So, party. Last we left off, you guys were in the city of Messa. You found yourselves in a interesting environment and an interesting night of both religion and debauchery, to say the least. Each one of you found interesting ways to entertain yourselves through the night. However, that's not where we're going to pick our story up. We're going to go further back in time. Days, maybe a week. To Pronavent. To Navid. Navid, you just had an attempt on your life. And at this point, you're deciding, like, hey, you know what? I need to figure out who the hell sent this. And the one clue that you have, based on your experience in these parts, is that this parchment that is used in this envelope isn't from around here. It's made from a type of plant that only really grows in the Western Clovenlands. That isn't north. Shit, I fucked up. That isn't from the northwestern Clovenlands. It's from the southwestern Clovenlands. Right. Sorry, I need to remember. And you have decided to head to Messa to try and learn more about it. Perhaps ask the post office where it came from, since in order to arrive at Pronavent, it needed to have passed through the Messa post service to begin with, and as such, you head out on your journey. Navid, as you are slowly arriving at Messa, what would you like to do?
I don't know. I am. no.
Welcome back, Gata. It's been a month. Confused paladin noises intensify.
I would first off just like be very cautious when entering. Just scanning every person I pass by. Just looking at them and.
You don't seem to be catching many glances, other than those that are obviously just very interested in the pink tiefling. But other than that, not much.
Alright, that was my main concern. So you said I am arriving right now at Messa, or?
You are just arriving at Messa, yeah. This is about, at this point it will be evening.
Alright. Okay, so I would... would the post office be open, or...?
Perhaps, you're not entirely sure. Sun hasn't quite gone over the horizon yet. There's still a bit of light in the sky, but it's certainly late. You can try or not try. It's up to you.
I will. actually.
Okay. So there is a central mail center within Mesa that mainly handles deliveries, handles telegrams, handles letters, singing telegrams, the like. And it is actually a sort of a subsidiary of sorts of the central financial institution in Mesa, the bank. And as you approach, you do see that the front-facing establishment, the place where you would go to submit a parcel or pay for some service, is closed. However, there are employees that you can see in the offices around back, and there is some work that is continuously being done here.
Okay. So before I enter, I cast disguise self on myself.
Okay. What are you disguising yourself as?
I think I'm going to go with like a half elf, just a half a guy.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm then going to enter. Just like look for some employees or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Do you see a few people not really giving you much mind? Seems like a lot of people are going around their ways, not really expecting somebody to be walking in here. Are you stepping into the building? There is an opening around the back, and there are people going in and out of it.
Yeah, I would do that.
Okay, so you step into this fairly well-constructed brick and mortar building with candlelight and torchlight around the inside of it, fairly high and all in cages so as to not ignite the paper that is lying all around. You see a scribe at a desk kind of furiously writing down indentations, looking through a list, a chart, writing down some stuff. You see manual labormen picking up large parcels, large items, placing them elsewhere on carts, so on and so forth. Some items have been pushed off to a side, some of them have tags on them. Everybody seems fairly busy until the scribe looks up and looks at you and goes, we're closed.
Yes, I'm very sorry for coming so late, but the matter is quite urgent for me.
Is it?
Has a letter to Navid Kale passed around this part? It is, or unsigned.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure I can reveal that information on a whim.
I am going to take out the letter and just show it. I was told to receive it before, and something was quite wrong with it, with its contents, and Navid Kale asked me to check on that.
Could you roll a persuasion check? Wait, no, a deception check for me.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. Because of the fact that it's a bit iffy because you're pretending not to be Navid Kill, I will say your choice of persuasion or deception. You get to choose.
Actually, both are the same for me. So I'm just going to go with deception. 11.
11. Okay. Kind of looks you over for a moment. I mean, I can't show you our records, but I can take a look at that if you want me to.
I'm just asking whether it has been here.
Well, I need to look at it to tell you. I can probably tell you whether or not I've seen it before, but I can't
Then
tell
I'm
you
handing it.
much of our record. Thank you. So it goes. Odd parchment. This was there was an item in this, wasn't there? It felt heavy.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I remember this. This parchment's not usually used around here. It's from much further south. Yeah, I do vaguely remember this arriving here, but it wasn't picked up. Thing we asked around for a Navid kill and it just kind of disappeared one day. I assumed the person came and picked it up. It was here for maybe like 3 or 4 days. I remember because it was just sitting on the desk.
Do you have a description of who came to be a kid?
Oh, a lot of people come in and go, but interestingly, I can tell you for sure that no, I don't have a description. This item just popped up one day. We had no idea who Navikil was, and it just disappeared one day as well. So I assumed one of the other workers took it, but I mean, I can't look at my records and tell you. That's against the law.
I am sorry to disturb you at this late hour again.
That's
and
fine.
Thank you for all the help you gave me.
That being said, you know this parchment isn't from around here, yeah?
I am aware of that.
There's well, how much do you really want information? And you see, he's
As much
kind
as
of
I could.
he's kind of like giving you like a more intense look at this point. I mean, how much do you value information?
I am going to look into my pouch, just like take out 2 gold and look at them.
That's good value. Well, I can tell you that the only other time that I see parchment like this is when well, let's put it this way, the Guild of the Downtrodden, as they like to call themselves, receives some letters that are usually gibberish to us, even though we are required to screen all letters that go to them, and they are usually the ones that receive these things.
Guild of the Downtrodden, you say?
That's how they like to call themselves.
Do you have any more information?
Nope, that's about it.
I'm handing him the 2 gold.
He pockets it.
Just please don't mention me.
Mention who?
And I'm going outside.
Okay. As you step outside, what would you like to do? You're currently somewhat in the center of the city of Mesa. It is getting a bit late. It's getting a bit dark.
I would think I would seek some lodging.
You still do have your room at Baron Stone's.
I'm thinking right now, yeah, I think I would go there. This is the safest option.
Okay, fair enough. The guards do recognize you almost instantly. They let you in. Albert is there. Albert recognizes you. You're back. Where are the others?
I kind of separated myself for a moment from them.
Right. It's late. Do you want to come in? Would you like some dinner?
I just going to sleep in.
Sure. If you need anything, just let me know, and I'll have some of the folks send something up to your room. Your room's still available for you. It's not been used since. It's been a while. How are you doing?
I am all right.
Right. Well, I do have to go in a second, but any motions for one of the servants to come over, and they do lead you up back to your room. You have your room to yourself. You have the night to yourself. Would you like to retire for the night?
First off, I will just open my journal, write down something. I will write you later what.
Okay.
And then I'll go sleep.
Okay. And as you hit to bed, as you take a long rest, this is where our arc shift is going to happen, and we have new campaign music. Sorry, it's always the most important part.
Oh.
Alright, so as you awaken on your new day, you have the information about the Guild of the Downtrodden. You have your objectives before you. What would you like to do?
Right, first off, do I know anything about this guild?
Make a history check.
Not this dice because it already betrayed me. Oh, fuck! Come on, not one.
Natural 1?
Dice are betraying you
Yes.
this day.
Apparently the
Rip.
downtrodden.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hey.
Apparently they're downtrodden.
Are there any like I don't know libraries?
No, yeah, there's a Mesa archive, and you don't really have access. Like that's not something that they just give access out to people. But you could probably try to find some way, especially with your connections with Baronstone.
Right. It's actually Burnstone, home.
You are in Baronstone's home right now. You are sleeping.
Yeah, but he's the man himself.
Oh no, he's not. You would have known that when you came in. He's currently off somewhere else.
Okay. But Albert is home.
Albert is home. Yes, Albert is holding another fort.
Yeah. Okay. So I would actually try to find him.
Okay.
And just like when I find him, just like, do you have a moment?
Yeah. Sorry. And he puts away kind of his spell book and like his parchments and everything. Turns around. Yes. How can I help you, Master Navid?
Well, the things I would actually ask you first. Do you know about anything about Guild of Downtrodden? Cause it passed my ear.
You see Albert's
Must I
eyebrows
know?
kind of raise for a moment. I'm gonna roll to see how much he knows. Okay. Why do you ask?
Curiosity.
Right.
Maybe I put some off, maybe not.
Okay. Well, should probably let you know that they aren't exactly the most law-abiding folk.
Yeah,
If you-
and so?
Right. Well,
That doesn't tell me much.
they're sort of a thieves guild around here. I don't know exactly who is in their midst or what their actions are, but I do know that there's a hefty bounty out on several of the leaders. There's a rumor. It said if you... Well, forgive my language. If you go to the rat's ass and if you ask for a muddied brandy, that's kind of a code word of saying that you wish to speak with them. Although, really, that's just street talk, and I highly doubt it actually holds any value.
Can you repeat what he said? I'm trying to.
He said, if you go to the rat's ass and ask for a muddied brandy.
Just very quickly, the rat's ass is a great name for a dive bar.
It's called the rat's ass.
Yeah, oh, that's perfect. I want to make my opinion of that.
Do you know anything else of value?
No, I mean, they commit petty crimes here and there. They've stolen from nobles. They've actually stolen from us a couple times, but they've stopped in recent years. Not sure why. They've stopped for about 5 or 6 years now. They can be hired, I think, because I was a different family that really didn't like us when I was really little, and Father always said that they hired the downtrodden to try and mess with us, but it didn't really work out for them.
Navid internally is just screaming, but he doesn't show it. Well, that is quite useful for me. Thank you again. I'm glad I didn't beat you to a pulp with that wooden sword.
I think you did.
Trust me, that was nothing.
Well, regardless, thank you. Do you need anything? You're not going to go see them, are you?
Maybe I will, maybe not. That is my business.
Should I
so-
tell your friends if you are going to see them?
Not really.
Right.
Oh, so do you know how to get access to archives around here?
I mean, yes. Do you wish to have access to the archives?
It would be quite useful.
Well, they will know before you get there that you have access to the archives. I'll let them know to look out for the light red tiefling. He smiles while he says this. He's trying to not be offensive. You can tell.
Sure, sure. Also, we never had this conversation.
Yes.
Have a nice day, and I'm walking away.
We never had. Ah, I get it. He dawns on him slowly, and he's like, "Right, all right." Oh no! It's like, he goes back to his studies. Yeah, you have the day to you. What would you like to do?
Yeah, archives.
Archives. All right. Archives are fairly kind of remote in the city. It's significantly smaller than the Academy at Bronoman. It is just a building, 2 or 3 stories tall, in the northwest quadrant of the city. Easy to get to. Easy enough to get to. Once you're there, the guards seem to be on the lookout for you. Go look at you and go like, "Wait, you Master Kali?"
Kale.
Kale, right, yes, we received a message saying that you would be on your way with the House of Stone's blessing to enter the archives. Here you go.
Thank you. I'm walking in,
Alright.
trying to not look pissed off.
Alright. What would you like to do?
Yeah. So, first off, do as much research as I can on this guild.
Roll an investigation check.
Benny, just saying. Dennis is saying that your Twitch banner is wrong. Is this game will begin shortly?
Oh my goodness, every fucking time.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
I don't know why, but I've started missing it. I've missed it a couple times now.
In a while.
And Luke's name says GM.
Oh yeah.
That
Well,
shit woman.
that's on
It's
you,
fighting
not
for
on me.
dominance.
Alright.
To change it, in like 2 weeks. So
That's on me. Alright, so Agatha. Or
It was, what check?
investigation.
Okay, so that's 15.
15. Okay. Are you guys digging this music, by the way?
Interesting.
I hope it sets
Yeah,
the tone for what I have planned for this arc.
Oh no.
Mhm.
Dun, 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 dun.
much joy.
Alright, so with your 15 investigation check, you do discover that the Guild of the Downtrodden are very much in effect the primary thieves guild of Mesa. They work mostly in the southern port district, so in the most southern part of Mesa, quite close to the port. Quite a lot of their rank and file tend to be sailors that come in and out of Mesa, mainly based in Mesa. They do have some relation to some of the pirates that operate in and around Shipgrave Cove and the Drownbow Islands. However, these are very much street rats. They are very much more focused on petty crime, and every now and then they do help the downtrodden. They have had moments in the past where they have come to the aid of the people in the city in dire circumstances. However, most of the time, the rule, not the exception, is that they commit things like pickpocketing or robberies or burglaries and so on and so forth. They don't really get into very serious crimes, mainly because most of them are fairly young, but they are still wanted. At least the members of the inner circle of the guild are wanted by the Messer law enforcement.
Alright. And I'm also going to research on one other thing.
Okay.
I'm going to research on Moonfuck while I'm at it. Why not?
DM. Okay, I want you to DM me exactly what you're researching. I want you to phrase it. Are you just researching about it, or so in DMs? I want you to type to me like a short phrase of what kind of information you're trying to find. Okay, roll an investigation check.
Okay, which one? This one. Let me check. Oh, okay. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. 21.
Okay. Now, did the rest of the party know what Navid said, by the way? Do the rest of you know what Navid is researching? Have we gone over this in session before? Probably
We
not.
wouldn't know in character, right?
No, in character, would you guys know what he's researching?
No.
Okay, just checking.
We only know he borrowed a horse and left. That's all.
Alright, so, Navid. Move to Whispers.
Oh boy.
Up in the stream.
Alright. Really
I'm causing
quickly,
chaos right now and I'm enjoying it.
really quickly, I'm going to mute the stream just to be safe, because this is fairly important information.
Well,
Alright, we'll unmute it and we'll continue with the whisper. So, Moonfuck. There's only one name in this small archive that exists in Messer, this far north. There is one name that pops up. This name, you go ahead and write it down. Mortnef Gill.
can I get a spelling?
Mortneth
Can you just write it down in my
Oh,
in the
yeah. I'll write it down in your
It will
DMs.
be much easier for me.
Mortnethgill.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. From what you understand, Gil is a title, not a part of the name. The name is Mortnef, and Gil is part of the title that this person has. And as far as you know, this person is in charge of organizing the activity of Moonfuck in the greater High Tower region, including the Broomfen Highlands, but mainly just the Western Cloven Lands in general. They don't really have that big of a presence here, but they do have a presence in the Remos and around it.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is the one name that pops out from this archive, because the fact that there's not many names to begin with in an archive in Messer about a bounty hunting guild in Dark Plains Kingdom, but this is what you have.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, let's go back. We are back.
Hello. Hello, back.
Cool.
Okay, so besides that, Navid, what else would you like to...
Okay,
well,
this
you
is
have
for
spent
the-
about 3 to 4 hours now researching,
Okay.
because
but
it took you a
still-
while to find that information that you just got.
Okay. That's actually this is the only information I need for right now. So,
Okay.
Right. So I don't have anything much to do, so I'm just going to find dressers, I guess.
Alright, so where are you headed?
So it's something like the southern port, right? Did I get it right?
Southern port area. So the port area is in the southwest of Mesa, and the southern port area is the brick port, which is usually used for more or less ships that really don't need to be here for very long. They're just picking up and dropping off stuff. You know, they just come in and go off. Compared to the main port of Messer, which is further north, which is where ships dock for a considerable amount of time.
Yeah, I would start my search there.
Okay. Are you just looking around, or what are you doing?
Searching for the name specifically.
Okay,
Or
let's say a perception check.
Oh god, no!
Uh-oh.
I
You'll be
got
fine.
this one weakness, perception.
Yeah, it's my one weakness. Yeah, this is fun. 5.
5.
Nice.
You search for about an hour, and you don't see a sign that says rat's ass, but you do see a bunch of rats running around.
Oh, good.
And you see their asses.
Just like never, just stand someone, please. My life, and he just goes back.
What's your passive perception of it?
12. It's not good.
That's fine. As you are about to leave this area to walk back to from whence you came, small child just bumps into you and says, I'm sorry, and starts scurrying away, a bit slowly, but has bumped into you fairly obviously. You then notice, tapping on yourself, that your coin pouch is gone.
Oh,
Oh,
you're.
wow.
She just like. Sorry. It's like, you little shithead, and then she just
She is sprinting off.
what's after him.
She is like sprinting off into an alley.
I am running after her.
Okay, roll me acrobatics or athletics check, your choice.
What's athletics, because it's way better. Okay, that's good. That's good. Math. Oh god. 18.
18. You are gaining on the kid, and the kid takes a sharp turn into a corner.
Well,
Are you following?
I am following. Do I have
You-
anything that would help me? Okay, so I am asking if can I cast spells while I'm running?
I would say, because of the speed at which the kid took off, you would need to action dash, so no. Unless it's a bonus action.
Okay. No, it's not shit.
So are you turning into the corner?
Yeah.
Okay. You turn into the corner, and then you see the girl now standing there, like barely a few feet inside the corner, and next to her are two still young but slightly larger boys holding these like spears, pointing them at you. And then behind you see, coming from another alleyway, you see another like two boys also holding spears, pointing at you like, "He's fucking stupid."
Really?
All right, now you're
Really?
gonna give us everything that you have, or we're gonna kill you.
Listen, I am giving you a chance. This is quite very pointless.
One of the boys trips and attacks you. Kind of doesn't mean to, but he just trips and falls over. There's a 14 hit.
I'm just like when he's pointing the spear at me. I'm just catching it.
Okay.
Just holding it.
Roll a acrobatics or sleight of hand, or roll a dex check without proficiency. Let's put it that way.
Okay,
Roll a
so that's a 19.
19. Poof, you catch it, and you're not even looking that way. Just catch it. Guys, he's like pulling on the spear.
Well, while we are at it, maybe you can tell me some things. You can make yourself useful.
I'm not telling you shit. And he just drops the spear, and like, so out of the four of them, right? So there's two of them with the girl, and then there's two of them on the other side, who are not with the girl. And then of the two of them that are on the other side, these are the ones that hadn't attacked you. One of them goes, "I'm not telling you shit." Just drops the spear, runs. You see the other one go, "Justin, Justin!" Points the spear back at you. There's three dudes and one girl right now, and one dude is still holding onto the spear that you are holding on to.
And I don't want to have a kid on my conscience, so.
What's
But I'm just saying,
conscience?
I am.
Okay, sorry. No, go on. He's still pointing the
I am
spear.
I am not good at English. I'm just like tapping my sword behind me. But I'm just saying, if you are not willing to negotiate, then well.
Make an intimidation check.
That's where's my intimidation? 14.
14. Okay. The kid that's behind you, that was in the alleyway, also drops a spear and just bolts off. Now you see these spears are just barely crudely made from whatever wood they had lying around. The tip is also just made from sharpened wood. The two kids in front of you are frightened, but they have nowhere to go because you see the alley is now a dead end. So the girl and the two kids in front of you just kind of like drop the spears. Like, goes, "Okay, yeah, we'll talk."
Thank you. That's what I like to hear.
The girl kind of
well.
gingerly hands you your purse. Make a perception check.
Okay. Okay, 16. That's good for me.
It's about half as heavy as it was when you had it.
Listen, I appreciate, I admire the skill, but please return everything.
She puts like 2 gold back in your hand.
Is that it?
No, it's not. Puts everything back in your hand.
Thank you. Well, now, we'll just go straight to the point. Are you working for someone?
We work for ourselves. We're entrepreneurs. That's how you pronounce it, right?
Okay, I'm just going to... Listen, I am not your enemy right now, so just please work with me. I'm casting Charm Person
On who?
at the boy, one of the boys.
The one that had the spear towards you, or the one that dropped his spear?
The one that dropped it.
Sorry. Both of them dropped the spear. The one that thrust at you and you caught it, or the one that didn't thrust at you?
The one that didn't.
Didn't. Okay. What's the save on that?
It's a wisdom.
What's the number?
14.
Doesn't matter. It's an actual one. Yeah, he's
Okay,
charmed.
so it regards me as
yes.
friendly. So.
Very, very friendly. Yes, we're very friendly. We're very friendly. Sean? They all look very concerned. Like, dude, you okay? We're very friendly. We're very friendly, right, Rick? Yeah, we're very friendly.
Right, no. Do you work for someone, or are you working for yourself, just?
Right. No, we work for the guild. And then the girl just kind of kicks it. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. We're not supposed to say that we're working for the Guild of the Downtrodden. And the girl kind of kicks him again. What the hell?
That's a good coincidence. I was actually looking for them. Don't worry, I am not trying to frame them or something. I am not one with the law.
The girl kind of speaks out of the plane. You know, if they will do bad things to us if we tell you that we're working with them, which we are not saying that we do.
Listen, you have already exposed yourself. Why you just pretend you didn't?
Shit. It's okay. He's our friend. He's our friend. Sean, step out of it.
Well, What I'm saying is we can go for a compromise. I will never mention you to them, but you tell me how to access.
You go to the
What?
rat's ass. We're not supposed to say ass. Sorry, you're supposed to go to the rat's hiney.
Tiny.
Well, would you be able to point me to it?
It's you follow the rats.
Well, that is
The name's kind of obvious. You follow the rat's ass, and it leads you into the sewers, into where they are.
sewers, really?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you always have to pick the worst fucking places?
We didn't pick it. She's
I'm
right,
not talking
friend.
about
We
you.
didn't pick it. Okay. He looks kind of saddened. We say you're not talking about him.
Okay, so how do you have like any password of sorts or?
I don't know. We're always welcome there because we didn't have anywhere else to go.
Hmm. So they just like took you in,
Maybe.
or? For fuck's sake, just be honest.
Well, I don't really know what took you in means.
Did they just like saw you on the street and said all horrible things and just took you in to protect you, or?
Well, Sean, myself, and Rick here actually just climbed down into the sewers because we heard the story about, the guild, and we found them. And they said, hey, you managed to find us, you can work for us.
Okay. Well, that's all I wanted to really
Allegedly.
know from you.
Alleg-
Allegedly. Well, just saying, next time you try to pickpocket someone, just maybe don't try to bump so hard.
I mean, the point was to lead you here, and you fell for the trap very well. The trap just
Hold
fell.
on, what?
Well, yeah, like the whole point of bumping into you really obviously was so that you would come here and then would have many more spears than you, and then you would give us everything else that you had on you. I was hoping you'd follow me.
That's quite honestly a shitty strategy.
Do you have better recommendations? Are you an entrepreneur yourself?
No.
Did I say it right, Sean? Yes, you did. Well, okay, but we really must be going. We didn't tell you about who we do or do not work for, allegedly.
Allegedly.
The kids kind of all shimmy along the wall, just far away from you, and just start scooting off.
I'm just staring at them as they walk away.
They're gone. None of them would have been older than 9 or 10, by the way. All fairly young.
Okay, so I will. Now we're just with the information in mind.
Mm-hmm.
I will follow the red stars.
Okay. Move to whispers.
Ah, come on!
You move through the rat's ass, and as you're walking down the sewers, you're following the rats, and after a while it's fairly dark, and a net comes up from beneath you and captures you. You are now held captive, and you're unsure of your whereabouts.
It's like, I'm just like, well, now this is just bullshit.
Alright, and that's where we're gonna pause and we get back to the rest of the party.
That was quick.
Party!
That was quick.
Party! You guys wake up from your long rest. Back in present day.
No,
So, alright. I mean, to be fair, we woke up last session.
Yeah.
So Kamara's still swimming in his gold bed.
Oh yeah. Fair. Still swimming in your gold bed.
Again?
You're Scrooge McFucking it.
Yeah, I'm Scrooge McDucking it. What? Yeah, well, Kamari just paid like over 200, almost 300 gold, I think.
Yeah, you
Just,
did.
like, just fucking gambling and getting drunk. He's
Mhm.
gonna enjoy it. Yeah. So he'll do whatever he did last time. I don't know, go downstairs and wait for everybody.
Alright. We'll say that for the sake of speeding things along, everybody is downstairs at this point. Breakfast is served and breakfast is consumed. You guys do have the day ahead of you.
Yes.
And as the day is coming up, Albert suddenly rushes into the breakfast hall. He had left really quickly to attend to a thing and goes, okay, so there's a problem.
Naturally. What's wrong?
Right. So, you know how I told you that Master Navid was here not too long before you guys arrived, and then he left and he said he'll meet you guys again?
Uh-huh.
Right. Well, he told me not to tell you where he went, but I just got news that maybe I should tell you where he went because I heard through the grapevine about something.
Well, what is
Yes.
it?
Well,
On with it.
apparently the guard
Go on.
were investigating a weird person walking around the lower port district a day ago, and they described them as a light pink tiefling, and they were last seen heading into the sewers, and
Oh.
some of the guard who know some of the people in the Thieves Guild around here, the Guild of the Downtrodden, may have heard about a certain pink tiefling being captured.
Ah, shit. We're gonna have to go down to the sewers to go save a pink tiefling.
What is this guild that you speak of?
The Guild of the Downtrodden. Well, it's kind of a odd name for a thieves guild, but that is what they are. They are a thieves guild.
And their headquarters are in the sewers.
I assume so. I did not know that before this, but apparently Master Navid headed into the sewers and was captured by them at some point after.
Well, I suppose we'll have to go and get him back.
I mean, I'm sure he'll be fine, right? Like, it's only been a day. He's not dead by now.
Well, I mean, it depends on how proficient this thieves guild is. If they're a bit more, flamsy-pansy, they might keep him for a couple of days before they do anything to him. Or if they're right professional-like, they might just gut him when they find him.
Oh no.
Kind of thing,
Oh no, I've killed him, haven't I?
Maybe.
No, that's pretty
Good
strong. You've seen him
I mean-
sparring.
That's true, he did beat the shit out of me with a broadsword. Wooden broadsword, still. But still. And then he claimed he
That's
didn't.
fair.
How rude.
Well, no, I think
So-
if he was gonna beat you, you'd be broken. He just kind of tapped you.
He said the same thing, and I don't understand. You know what? Never mind.
No matter how strong he is, I think we still should make haste.
Well, I am worried about him, but I have a meeting today at noon that I have to go to.
I'm sure the council wouldn't be too offended if we were slightly late. Due to
I mean, they might
extenuating
be.
circumstances. They might be.
Yeah. It might be. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, if these are just a bunch of common bandits, if we're one, well, two technically members down, we'll be fine. But no, we just
We
dealt
don't know
with
that,
a-
though.
I
Maybe
mean,
she can stay behind, and if we don't come back,
if we don't come back. No
And then
offense.
what?
I don't- yeah.
this is
If
just
we
like
don't come back.
if we don't come back,
You know,
don't
Okay,
come
we'll
back.
live out our happy life in Messer.
remember
Yeah,
us.
if we don't come back, just say hi for your man, you path on him when you eventually fix him.
I'm not quite sure why you went to the source.
I mean, I'm not
Must
an
have been related
aficionado.
to
Well, I mean, I told him that there was a rumor about how to get to the guild, and mm, it was, well, you apparently had to go to the rat's ass and ask for a muddled brandy. Forget my
A
language.
muddled or muddy brandy?
Muddled brandy or muddy brandy. I'm not entirely sure.
Is there a dive bar in this town called the Rat's Ass, or would that be too easy?
I don't know.
I mean, you live in this town.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't go to dive bars. Father would kill
You
me.
should. I mean, how old are you?
Well, I am an adult at the ripe age of 16, I'll have you know.
Okay. No, me and you are gonna rectify that, but that's for another time.
I would very much not like to go to a dive bar, please. You hear his
We're
voice
going
kind
to
of
a
break.
Going to a dive bar, you're gonna get
Poor guy.
pissed drunk, and you're gonna wake up and you won't remember why. That's how you live.
He-
That's how I live.
He kind of looks around the room for some semblance of sanity, and he spots the eyes that gleam with intelligence of Riker and Damien.
Now, Moss, not everybody needs to live the life like you.
Oh no.
I entirely
I mean-
disagree with that statement.
We made like 300 gold yesterday just getting drunk.
Well, I mean, gold really isn't a problem when you're
Yes.
from the House of Stone.
Yeah,
Yes.
because every spin up your arse. I get it. But still.
Well, not literally.
Okay, maybe not ivory, maybe silver.
Come on, so there's just different ways that people find happiness, right?
I mean,
but how will you know if you've never tried?
exactly.
Oh boy.
Alright, I think we're getting besides the point. Someone's being kidnapped, and we need to go kill some people to go get him back. Maybe.
I don't know if
You
trying
know,
them is the right call.
and I'm also not sure if that's legal.
Legals.
Don't worry, you don't have to come with us.
Yeah, exactly. Everything's legal if you don't get caught.
No.
I'm fairly sure that's not how that works.
Yeah. I mean,
Hey, I got into a bar fight last night. I'm still here and not in jail.
I make money
Well,
off it.
you know, interesting note. If scuffles, especially those that are inebriated, are settled by the parties involved with minimal destruction to property and recompense where recompense is due, the authorities actually have a legal precedent to not pursue any outcome for a bar fight, unless you, of course, do something very heinous. Do you guys hear the rumor of what happened in front of him? Poor man.
Oh no, we wouldn't have anybody heinous around here. That's for sure. Looking directly at Damien.
Yes.
I
Looking at
will
Damien.
look directly back at you.
There's no shame in her voice. She's just looking.
Well, I mean, you know, we could keep discussing heinous acts, or we could do something about Master Nabbit, who is probably dead.
Yes, I'm very anxious to get going.
And it'll be all your fault.
I am the one who gave him the information, but I mean, if
Yeah.
he searched out the information and sorted it out, I'm to blame, aren't I?
Yes, you're to
Yeah.
blame.
No.
100% to blame.
No.
You have to
Definitely
pay
not
for it for the rest of your
100%
life.
blame.
Okay, maybe
You do.
86%.
You give the worst advice, Kamaris.
I am entirely confused about how you come up
Thank
with
you.
your statistics.
My friends,
I
can we
don't know.
shut up and go? please?
Well, let's try and get
Hi.
a bit of information first, I'd say. Is that everything you have?
Well, yes, he went down into the sewers. It's supposed to be you go to the rat's ass, or something about the rat's ass. I don't quite remember. It was a folktale passed along the streets back when I still lived on the streets. You
We need to go find a bum.
You know what? I'm
Well, that
coming
shouldn't
with
be
you.
very
And then
difficult.
Albert says he's coming with you and decides to go off to his room, and then you guys just see a furious like chests opening, cabinets like opening and closing, and then out he comes in like a cloak covered fully. It's like, I feel responsible. I sent him there. I feel like I should do something about it.
Okay. Now, if we're going to the sewers, remember, if you have any open wounds, don't let shit get into them.
Right, so don't let anything get... Wait, do you mean shit literally?
Yes, feces, the thing
Oh,
that comes out of your
God.
rectum.
1 second, he goes back into his room and he comes back
There
out
you
with
go.
like a little like nose clip for himself. He goes, I think I'm good.
It may look stupid, but fair, it's effective. You know. I mean, I'm just used to the constant smell of sulfur, so that's fine for me. Right, so.
You say
Quite
sulfur and
fun.
you see a glimmer in his eyes, but yeah, keep going.
Right, so. Downtrodden, at least to me, means bum. Maybe urchins, but more bums. So let's go find one and interrogate him.
All right, so
And
where's
maybe-
where's the party heading?
Is there a sleazy part of Messer?
Yeah, it's the lower port area, the southern
where
port
was
area.
where was Navitzine? Is it the same
The
place?
southern port area, yeah.
Southern port area. Okay.
Yeah, so
We should
at least
probably go to where
Kamara's
he was
heading
last
that way.
seen, so we can go
Yeah.
in the place.
Shay,
Oh.
like, kind of grew up in the city, right? Will you know anything?
Oh yeah, actually,
That's
Shay, roll me a
good
history
question,
check.
especially with my background.
Yeah, roll me a history check actually with advantage.
Cool. Well, what was my shade dice? Try these ones.
Shade dice.
I think I'll try these. Okay, not great. But that's 13.
Okay, so it's been a while since I've been here, but you do remember the same rhyme about the Guild of the Downtrodden. However, you do make the distinction that it seems Albert has forgotten that it's not go to the rat's ass, but follow the rat's ass.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, she'll turn back to Riker and just be like, actually, I did hear something about that when I was on the streets here. And she'll just relay, we must follow the ass of the rat.
So we
That-
have to follow rats?
Sounds familiar. I think so.
Wait, Aiden, find us some rats.
Aiden finds some rats. He points
We
them
gotta
out to
kill
you
them.
very quickly, but he's also fairly hungry. Like, you don't even need to roll for that. Aiden, freaking crow eyes, rat, there.
Good lad.
Yeah, Aiden does find a bunch of rats all heading towards like the central area where there's a few different accesses to the sewers, but mainly there is a particularly large access on the southern side of town, close to where the dock is, where it seems like there's a culvert, and there is a path that seems to have been mildly obscured that you can walk down to the culvert and into the sewer that way, and there's not much refuse coming out of it, and there are a lot of rats going in and out of there, and Aiden spots this almost instantly.
My cloak and take care of the rats. We'll go from here.
Aiden gets
yeah.
a couple rats for food.
Nice.
If you don't want your clothing to get dirty, you should probably leave it to Aiden. He'll stay guard out here.
Well, I'm not going nude into the sewers.
No.
Again, it's,
Your choice.
hey, it's natural. Everyone does it. If you stink of it, then whatever. Just, drown yourself in some alcohol and then just smell like a drunk rather than a shithead. Yeah.
Alright then.
Are you guys heading in?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
As you guys head in, you do notice that Albert's looking a bit different. He is no longer the half-orc boy that you guys remember. Seems to have styled himself after a regular human male, slightly older, and but wearing the same cloak. So all of you know that it's Albert, but it seems like he seems to be hiding his appearance.
the sewers, would they be basically like swamps?
No?
I'm asking because
Trying to get that favorite terrain.
No, it's not. No, this is urban.
You're a
This is
swamp.
very
They are
urban. The
underground.
sewers.
Would you say it's like the Underdark, Benny?
No.
Well, it's under the
Definitely
ground
not.
and it is dark.
Bullshit.
It's definitely not the Underdark. No, this is
If I see
urban.
a mushroom or molds.
I'm going to furiously scribble in my notes, and if I find a mushroom in here, I'm going to remove it right now just because of you.
Oh, dear.
If there's a mushroom down here, this
Don't
is
eat it.
Nasty sewers.
You don't need it. Alright, so are you guys heading forward into the sewers? The rats are heading in a somewhat fairly easy to follow stream. There's a lot of them, like hundreds.
Okay, I think try and sneak maybe, because last thing we want is to get captured ourselves.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright, roll me a group stealth check, and somebody roll for Albert with a modifier +3.
I'll roll for it.
Alright, let's see how
All right, for
sneaky.
Kamaris, rolled a 14. For Albert, it rolled a 14.
Alright, is Ramos with you, Riker? You get to choose now.
14 plus 3, so 17.
Okay, roll 1 for Ramos as well. Okay, gotcha, Kimaris.
I got a 7.
Okay,
Ramos, I don't. He has like a +1, I think.
+1. So what's that total?
He got a 4.
4.
Oh
Alright.
no.
Shay?
Shay got a dirty 20.
Dessa?
19.
Uh,
Disadvantage, I might add.
nice.
Nice.
Hey.
Eric? Eric?
19.
Damien?
3.
Uh-oh.
That's a nat 1, by the way.
Oh. No.
Smart boys.
We
We're
see
not good at
wizards.
it.
So, interestingly, the way that the footsteps sound in this cavern, some of you are very quiet, some of you are not. But as you guys proceed down this cavern, it kind of sounds like two dudes and a metal dog.
Sure.
Oh boy.
Alright, so
Alright then.
as you guys keep heading forward, you do begin to see some flickering light at the end, not quite at the end, but up ahead from one of the bends in. And you are about 200 feet away so from this junction in this sewer, and you do see what is being reflected on the wall on the other side of the junction is some flickering firelight.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So we're going straight down. Are there any like bends or like
This
crossroads?
is the
in
first one.
sewers?
This is the
This
first
is
one.
the first one. Can I cast a spell? I want to cast. Agatha. Navid has an earring, right?
He has 2 of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Locate Object on Navid's earring. So if
Very
it's within 1,000 feet, I can sense the direction of its location.
Roll me a d100.
D100. 88.
Okay, good enough. Yeah, you do locate it. It is not actually in the direction of the bend. Interestingly, it is below you, a bit further forward. But you do sense it. You lock onto it. It does not appear to be moving. It is below you about 600 to 650 feet in front of you, and about 50 feet below you.
Okay, I'm gonna relay this to the party. I'm gonna keep up the spell for 10 minutes as long as I can.
Okay, keep in mind that you are concentrating.
Yep.
Alright. Well, you guys are still about 200 feet away from this junction, and you do see now, from now the illumination of the firelight, the rats are turning in that way. It is now dark. With the exception of that area, it is now darkness. Those of you with dark vision, that is now a factor. Those of you without, that is also now a factor.
Yes, I'm
Can't
blind.
see shit.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of us are blind.
Yeah, so those of you without dark vision, the only thing that you can see is the torchlight in front of you and the vacant of rats, and you can hear the of rats all around you, just moving forward and back.
Didn't take that.
Should we send someone to scout ahead. See what's
Well-
on that bend.
Someone who's both light on their feet and can see in the dark.
Okay, already.
It's like, okay already, damn it.
Stop begging me.
Alright, so
Okay.
is Eric heading forward?
Yep. Stealthy.
Okay, stealthily, roll a stealth check, personal stealth check.
That's 26.
Okay, you
Ooh.
are fairly stealthy. What are you doing as you head
Shit.
forward?
Yeah, moving forwards. Watching.
Are you heading all the way to the junction?
Yeah, like cautiously moving forward, checking for like traps and stuff.
Okay, roll me an investigation check.
I give you guidance before you go to use it.
Nice. Okay.
Guidance is concentration. You cannot
Oh,
give guidance while you're concentrating on a locate object.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I'll do the.
15.
1-5 for investigation.
Yep.
You almost step into a net trap just before you hit the junction, but you spot it right there on the ground. It is very perfectly placed. Where the light coming out of the junction hits this wall, and that side is illuminated, right next to the light, the spot of almost near darkness, the spot of closest shadow, you do see there is a net trap where if you step into that area, it pulls you up into the net and you are hanging from the ceiling. And now you look up, there is a mechanism to pull these nets along into the bend and off towards the right.
Can I like disarm it? I have.
Unfortunately, no, you cannot disarm it. However, it is possible to step around it. It doesn't cover the entire area. If you know where it is, you won't step in it. You can step around it.
I'll do my best to mark out where it is, so.
How are
anyone
you
who steps
marking it
close
out?
to could see the markings on the ground and stuff.
But it's very dark. How are you going to mark it?
That's true. I was thinking like dragging a finger in like rhyme or something.
But we're blind.
Not
Well,
all of
the
us.
people with vision can see it, right?
Yeah, people
So
with
we
dark
can
vision
guide
can
the
see
others.
it. Yeah, so you can guide the others. But yeah, so you're now at the junction. There's this one trap, and you don't see other traps in front of you. You are still at that junction area. You can't quite see into it yet.
I could run back and tell this to the others.
Okay.
You didn't look around the bend?
No, I didn't want any of you to mistakenly fall into the trap while I was doing it.
Oh, I see.
Anyhow, yes, we should move forward. I'll shake in front of the trap and see what we can see. And so it does.
Okay, so roll a perception check for me.
That's 19.
Okay. You look around the bend, and what you see is a room. You see a kind of lanky figure in a cloak, just sitting at a table, reading something, legs up on the table of a chair. Behind this person, you see a grate covering the rest of the sewer with a locked gate. So this person is between you and the grate, and just reading something on a book. But every now and then seems to be kind of falling asleep. Seems to be a guard of some sort.
Okay, I unsheath my knife, and I slowly move up to him, and tries to like take it against his throat.
Okay.
Ah,
Roll a. It's not fully sleeping. Roll a sleight of hand check, so to see how quickly you get in there.
Oh, that's a 8.
Roll me a acrobatics check.
That's a 7.
Oh no.
You step into the second trap that's around the corner.
Ah,
You are now up in a net. You see the guy go, whoa!
Oh.
Do we hear this?
Yeah, you guys do hear this.
Ah, fuck.
I mean, there's a second one this fucking week. The hell? I'm gonna
sorry
bang.
about that.
Yeah,
Can you let me down?
No!
Why? I'm invited.
Invited? Do you know
Yes.
how to be invited?
I'm not supposed to talk about it.
Hey.
Can you just let me down and
Roll
you
a
can call
deception
for
check.
your
At
captain.
disadvantage.
He knows I'm expected.
Roll,
But please,
roll,
it is embarrassing.
roll a deception check at disadvantage.
No.
Two 18s. Which is wait, deception. 19.
You know, what is it with you and just trying to walk in here? Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
you were
I-
given a
I knew
password.
about
How
the
hard
traps.
is it to just like stay at the corner and say, "Can I have a muddled whiskey? Can I have a
Well, I know
muddled
about the
brandy?"
traps, and I know about the traps, but I mistakenly fell into this one. Please, this is very embarrassing.
Alright, 1 second, and then he goes over to the mechanism and like starts like lowering it. It's like-
Are we able to hear the conversation?
Yeah.
yeah, you guys
can
can
we hear
you
this?
guys can hear the conversation at this point.
Okay.
Thank you. Would you mind not telling anybody about this? I'm very embarrassed.
I mean, for a price.
I had a material.
It takes it goes. Tell anybody about what? I don't know what you're talking about. It like goes back to
Thank you.
resetting the trap. At this point, by the way, because the rest of you come up and all of you have set shit stealth roll, goes, there's more people. Are they with you?
They're with me. They're with me. They're expected to.
Do you all know the password?
A
You're related to
muscle
this.
whiskey.
Close.
Muddy whiskey?
Muddled whiskey.
Close.
Muddle whiskey.
Please, they are
Close.
civilians.
But no cigar. We're all civilians.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
At this
But
point,
no.
Albert kind of leans over and goes, "Can I have a muddled brandy, please?" Ah, we have a winner. So he just points at the guy.
Ah, that was whiskey.
Albert just
sorry
kind of
about that.
shakes his head at you guys. Well, you're going to have to go down, head to the left, and then just sit around, and someone will be along to talk to you.
thank you.
Yep.
And, we keep this
Oh,
between us.
really
I
quick, everybody
give him
show
a
me
good
your
word.
wrists. Show me
Say
your
that
wrist.
you were very, very, very nice.
Thank you very much. Now, please show me your wrist.
Ah, of course.
Okay, and then he like takes this little bottle of ink, dips into it. It's a
Can you
white.
stamp?
Yeah, it's a little.
Like a
It's
theme park.
no, it's a little like white bottle of ink, and then he puts a little like a brush into it, and just kind of gives you a little white brush over your left wrist at the top of your wrist for each one of you, and goes, "This will let people know that you didn't just break in, and you're invited. No, go on ahead."
Thank you.
It's
Thank you.
smart. Yeah.
Like when you get those stamps at the club.
Yeah.
Fucking 18 disadvantage roll. What the fuck? Alright. Alright, so you guys are let in, you head forward, and there are 3 different ways. You notice now that this part of the sewer is fairly clean. I mean, it's still mucky and grimy, but there is a forward way, which has another guard, this time behind the gate. The gate is locked. The guard just seems to be doing something with a bunch of stuff behind the screen that you can't see. Looks up, and just goes back to whatever he's doing. To the right is a wooden door that is closed, also locked. And to the left is an opening that heads forward, and you can hear some sounds coming from the left.
Thank God.
Which direction is Navid in?
Down still, and further forward, to the left. So
He
in-
told us to go down, right? Is there a way down here?
you guys did head down, so you headed down about. So it's a ramp that goes down. It's kind of like the sewer goes down a little bit.
How high was that ramp?
Maybe about like 10, 20 feet. So now it's still further below you
So
guys.
he's now 30 feet down.
Yeah, he's about like 30 feet down, and now at this point, if you're turning left, because that was about 200 feet, so now he's about like 450 feet in front of you if you're facing the where the sound is coming from.
Okay.
And you guys do see some flickering lights coming in from this tunnel.
Before we go in, Albert,
Yes?
did you know the password?
I mean, I told you guys the password.
Yes, but how did you know it?
I heard it when I was growing up on the streets. It's a muddled brandy.
Ah, I'll take it.
Right.
Mm.
Well, I mean, I guess we should go forward, yeah?
We should.
Yeah.
Should we have somebody to stay back just in case?
It would look a bit suspicious to have a lone person wandering around. Perhaps
I
we
mean,
should
we
find
all-
a meeting room
the
they
toilet.
told us about first.
I mean, we're
They-
invited now, so.
Yes, but they will probably ask, "Who are you?" And then what?
I mean, I just have a genuine reason why I want to speak to them, so.
Okay.
I do think we should
you-
stay together. There's no point in losing one of us to find Navid if we're still part.
If these are a thieves guild, I actually might want to hire them for something. So, I mean, we can leap that.
Judgmental look from Odessa.
But don't look at me like that! Look at those eyes. I feel bad now. Why has that happened? Alright, still. Alright then. Is this place lit or is it still dark?
It's dim light now.
It's lit.
It's dim light, but you can see now the tunnel that's heading basically towards the direction of Navid, and it's heading down even further. It is brighter the further down it goes.
He said go down and turn left, right? So have we
So
turned left yet?
so basically, you guys were heading straight, and then you turned right, which is where you met this guy, and then he tells you to keep going the way that you guys were going, down, and then turn left, which is going back in the direction of Navid. So you've already headed down. Now you've turned left, and then you have to head down further.
Okay.
Alright.
So, let's at least find this waiting room. I think.
Oh, he said nothing about a waiting room.
I don't know. He said wait there. I don't know where is
He
there.
said find some seats and wait there.
Nobody is expecting us.
Surprised. I mean, wow.
Navid is in this direction, so
I mean,
We
at this
should
point, I
just
must
go
have free ball it. I mean, we've gotten this far just by bullshitting our way in, so I was gonna continue doing that.
We're a charismatic bunch. We should be able to do this without effort.
On that, note, I have a 7 in charisma.
Nice.
That being said, you probably fit right in.
This is why I have been keeping my mouth shut.
Alright, so
It's because you have high intelligence.
that's true.
He knows if he speaks, he's gonna start a fight.
So are you guys heading down this canal?
Suppose.
Yes.
Okay. So as you guys head down this area, it's going further and further down, and then you finally come to this sort of a door. The door is open, and there's light coming in, coming out from inside of it, and you can barely see some movement inside of it. And above the door, there is inscribed on this wood, you see a pipe being held by a young, what looks to be a cherub, so like a baby angel kind of thing, and the words, the Piper. It appears this place is called
Oh, it's
the
a
Piper.
bar. Nice. Walk in.
Walk in, it is in fact a bar. It is a fairly large one in this large cavern. It is surprisingly clean for being inside a sewer. You walk in and then you see like the tables are being tended to by a mix of all sorts. A lot of children, but also a couple lankier adults. You see a burly barman, you see a couple bouncers, and the moment you enter, a bunch of eyes just turn in your direction, hold their gazes for a few seconds, and turn back. Who has a passive perception of 16 or higher?
wait. Kamaris entered by himself, right? Are the rest of us following him?
Kimar,
That's up to you. He's
that's
yeah,
up to you.
that's-
So
yeah.
whoever
It's a bar.
whoever enters
Just
sees
following.
this. It's just a bar. So who has a passive perception of 16 or higher?
Me.
All right. Did you enter?
Yes, I did.
You immediately notice you are the only ones in here with white paint on your wrists.
Uh-oh.
Hmm.
Good things we have sleeves.
It's fairly obvious.
With
Slowly
sleeves?
What?
I mean, you'd probably stay and like maybe probably hide the dots under sleeves, but
I'm gonna lean over to everyone else who walks and relay the information that we are the only people who have white paint.
probably means
This is
visitors.
outside. She's keeping a lookout outside.
You're staring outside?
Yeah.
Okay. As the rest of you walk in, one of the bouncers looks up, looks at all of you, spots the white paint on one of you before you hide it. Oh, Sorgus. Newcomers, eh? Well, let's have a look at that. This is this really, like, well-built, muscular human man, just standing up with a mutton chop kind of beard, almost completely bald. Just kind of pulls on one of your hands. Looks at it and goes, it's all well and good. Come on in. Come on. What are you looking at me for? Come on, go grab a fucking seat.
Aye, chief. Go grab a seat.
He like counts each one of you, looks, and he does check outside, and he does see you there, so he goes, what you doing there, is he?
I don't like crowds.
Well, why the fuck did you come here then?
I don't know. My colleagues dragged me here.
You can fuck off, or you can step inside, but sure as hell can't let you stay there. It's up to you.
What's wrong with standing outside your establishment?
I don't like it.
Don't like
Which
it.
direction is Navid in relation to this place?
Navid is forward and almost level with you. Like through the bar.
Through the bar.
Yeah, like on the other side from where you guys are.
Outside, do I see a way to get behind the bar?
No.
What is this bar? Is it in the wall?
No. So you go in and it opens into a large cavern.
Mm-hmm.
And the bar is this large cavern. And from your perspective, Navid, or rather the Yuring, is far on the other side of this cavern.
So the bar takes up the whole space of the cavern.
Yeah. There's a lot of tables. There's a second floor. It's
Okay,
just a
I'll go
balcony on the second floor, but it exists.
I'll go in. I'll
Okay.
go in and say, do you have a place to relieve yourself here? I need to use it.
Yeah, I mean it's a fucking sewer, but over
I
there.
don't want to do it on
And
the
he,
floor. I assume that's not...
he points over to like near the bar, and there does appear to be a restroom area.
Is it in the direction of it?
No, it's off to the side.
I'll just go in and come out.
Okay. Also, with passive perception of 16, Damien, you look up and you see
I also have
there.
16.
Oh, you also have 16. Then before you head to the washroom, you guys all look up and you see there are a few cages hanging from the ceiling of this bar. Most of them are empty, except one has a fairly scantily clad pink figure just kind of curled up in there. Not really curled up. Navid, how are you sitting in your cage?
Just like, I don't know, like kind of trying to say out of you very clearly unpleased with the situation, but probably he kept shouting curse words for
This has been a
the
while.
past- It's been a while, so he just kind of gave up.
But yeah, so there is in fact a sort of scantily clad pink tiefling up there, and you now notice he's been stripped of all of his belongings.
Like, what do you mean stripped? How
Still
stripped?
got his earrings on.
He's down to his loincloth.
Right.
Oh no.
Okay, so he's not wearing his earrings.
He's not wearing his earrings.
Alright.
Kimaris, I have
Aye.
a plan.
Uh-huh.
You are charismatic and very wealthy at this point.
I am both, yes.
Wait. This is not flattery. This is a plan.
Mhm.
Okay.
You can try and buy
You go and
Navid.
talk. Yes, but you are Navid's owner, and he has a runaway
Wow.
slave.
No,
Wait.
No. How about?
Wait.
Okay, how about? No.
This
How about we
makes
do this?
you the owner of his possessions and
No.
him,
Okay.
so we can buy him out.
Oh no. Well, I don't think. Okay. First of all, if you own slaves, you don't arm them. That's a road to descent. Second of all, I could just ask, what's with the entertainment? Just they're not dancing, and like I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
it's like
I haven't
they explain
described
the
the bar
situation.
yet.
Yeah.
So there is music, which is what you guys were
Mhm.
hearing. It's fairly like it's not particularly remarkable. It's the kind of music that you would expect at a bar, and it seems to be being played by just a couple of kids in the corner with some instruments, almost out of tune. There is in fact lots of liquor and hardly any food to be seen.
Okay. So I could like ask how much that person is, and then we could, try and get them out. But then they wouldn't have all their equipment. You know? The other option is we fight everyone here and then just pick up and eventually find it.
We can't worry about the equipment after we get him out. I know where his earring is at least. So
Yeah.
hopefully it's all still together.
To the people first.
Yeah.
As
I think
as you
that's-
mentioned this, Riker, at the table that you guys have all decided to sit down, you see this fairly skinny kind of looking person in a cloak and a wide-brimmed hat, walk over, saunter over, slowly sit at your table, and almost none of you notice him at first, even though it's a passive perception 16 or higher. He just is sitting there, and to some of you turn, and he's just at the table, just sitting there listening into your conversation. Well,
What? Oh, hello,
it
bruv.
appears you have
What the?
some interest in my newest guest.
Never seen a pink one.
It appears you know this one.
He
Am
just said he's
I-
never seen a pink one.
Really? Then how did you know his equipment was over there? And he points over to the other side of the bar, and you do see there is like a caged up area and a few crates. And you do in fact
Well, we
see.
don't get a roll to stop talking when we notice him come over, or
Well, I rolled his check, and it was a nat 20, which is why
right.
I let him come over. So it was the moment where I interrupted you is where you guys stopped talking.
I'm
How
pretty
much
sure
did he hear,
he
by the way?
overheard everything.
He just heard everything that you guys were saying up until the point I interrupted you.
Oh no.
Ah, shit on tits.
Alright, well, you know why we're here then.
Alright, bruv.
So,
There's-
would you like to tell me why your, pet, friend, decided to
Friend.
sneak into my place?
No idea. We just came to pick him up.
I see. And who are you? It's not every day I see a sprightly, motley crew of interesting individuals just pop into my tavern. My apologies. They call me the Piper.
What does he look like?
Greetings.
He, as he raises his head now, underneath the head, you guys see a very, very sharp pointed chin. These sharp features, a thin nose. You don't quite see the ears. It seems to be covered in some kind of cloth around his neck. Seems to be wearing this black tunic that doesn't look very luxurious, but looks like it's made to be comfortable. That's body fitting. He looks very slender, and his eyes are this like sparkling pearlescent green, and they pierce into you with a gaze that is so sharp you feel like it could cut you. Puts his hand on the table, and you see this fairly long hands that also have fingers that seem to be longer than what you would consider natural. Just puts them on the table and caresses the table. What or who are you?
We're newcomers, and I show him the paint.
Well, that much I can see for myself. But I'm asking of a different quality, a different nature.
Alright. I'm gonna make an assumption here. You're the kind of bloke who I lie to, and you're gonna say, interesting, and you're just gonna call my bullshit, correct?
Perhaps.
Oh, fucking. Alright, and. I'm Kamara, how you doing?
Nice to meet you. Some honesty. Appreciate it. And the rest of you?
Yeah.
Do you
Anton,
want to know our names, or do you want to know?
I
what we
just
do?
want to know what you're doing here. Honestly, you've attracted my curiosity. That's unusual.
We're here to get our friend back.
Ah, friend.
Don't know why he's here or what he's done.
How did you know that he was here?
Word gets around
Well,
town.
Ah, I'm afraid it does. Kind of just waves a hand lazily through the air, and you see a couple people work a few chains, and you see Navid's kind of cage just very violently kind of drop like a couple feet, and then slowly descend to the ground. Navid, you are shaken awake by the sudden like.
Ah, shit!
You guys hear the distinct sounds of Navid going, ah shit.
Hi, Navid.
Navid, as you are
How you
lower to the
doing?
ground and your cage is open, you do see the rest of the party around this table.
I have control.
You don't.
Clearly.
You're in a cage and you're naked.
Wow, you had it under control. I didn't know.
Shut up.
You get him a cloak. He's feisty. I like him.
Well, I don't like you, so sorry.
Oh, you don't even know me. Regardless, Navid, what are you doing here? Why did you choose to sneak into my establishment?
Well, these reasons are quite complicated. Mostly because, why the hell did you send a assassination letter after me?
Did I? That's not a light accusation you're making.
Oh, isn't.
I don't remember sending an assassination attempt after a Navid. Not that I send assassination attempts out to begin with. It's very attention-grabbing work, that is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
And?
like attention. What makes you think I am the one who attempted to kill you?
Well, I have my reasons that
Share?
I don't have to share with you.
Well, I don't have to release you.
Mostly,
Now- Navid, you're stuck in a cage half naked. I don't think you're in the best place to negotiate.
To be fair, half naked is a good look for
Yeah.
him. I like it.
I mean, it's not bad, but yeah.
Right, speaking of, can I please get some clothes back? It's
Well,
kind of embarrassing.
a tit for tat. You share with me and I share your clothes with you.
Reverse strip poker.
You're an ass. You're an asshole. Someone ever told you?
I mean, I have one. Would you like to see it?
What the fuck?
No.
And there's where the name comes from. I get it now.
Well done. He just kind of claps. And you guys, as he claps, as his hands kind of like impact one another, you guys immediately notice the hand that seems to have the longer fingers, that is his right hand. His left hand seems normal. But one hand seems to be larger and the fingers are abnormally long. In fact, you can swear you can swear that the fingers on his right hand have an extra joint.
Ugh.
Rat hands.
Well, Navid, do share.
Mostly, the parchment was used. Quite unusual one. That is one reason I
Koranis
suspected you.
parchment?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Was it Koranis parchment?
Was it? I don't
Yeah,
know
it
if
was.
that's the name.
I think we didn't mention the name, but southern
Yeah.
western equivalence is Koranis.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I will say the fact that you managed to link yourself to us from just that piece of information is impressive, if not foolhardy. I did not make an attempt on your life. whatever you are. Are you a tiefling?
Just like pointing at myself.
Fascinating. Are you a tiefling?
Me?
Yes.
Kinda, but not really.
Fascinating. Well, regardless, why did you just not ask if I tried to kill you? I'm very hurt by that.
You could have gave me a chance.
That's fairly true. We did just kind of capture you and hung you up because I'd never seen a pink tiefling before.
On you now, not on me.
I'm fine with that. He just smiles at you. Well then, now that the rest of you are here newcomers, what shall I do with you?
Clothes!
Right, clothes. And he like just puts his hand up and like summons some clothes, and one of his men does go to the back room. Does not retrieve your weapons, does retrieve your clothes and your accessories, so like your earrings and stuff like that, and your armor, but does not retrieve your weapons.
I think something's missing.
Oh, I think so too. We'll get to that later. Now, the rest of you.
Well,
It's fairly interesting that so many of you came to your friend's aid. Touching. Warms my poor, poor heart, if I have to be honest. What should
we
I
never got your name.
do with you? I did mention my
It's
name.
Piper,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm called the Piper.
That's your title.
A title can be a name.
True.
Shay will just kind of look at Odessa and she'll establish the mind link with her and just say in the mind, "This guy's a creep."
Wait, have you done this mind link thing before?
Yeah, she has.
When? I don't remember, but yeah.
I think it's only been with Odessa and Albert, and
Yeah.
one guy she manipulated.
Yeah, it's only been with a couple
Oh,
people,
yeah.
but Odessa's definitely one of them.
Odessa looks at you and she's like, shrugs.
How do you shrug in a mind link?
No, like physically shrugs. Wait, can I talk back?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
just be like, yeah, he's the leader of a bar in the sewers frequented by the Thieves Guild. I'm not sure what you expected.
He kind of like looks at the two of you, gives the two of you a funny look and like, oh, secrets. They're not welcome at this table. If you have something to say, you should share it. It doesn't seem that he knows what you guys are talking about, but he's picked up on the fact that you guys are having a conversation separate.
I mean, we didn't really come here for any ulterior motive, just to get him. I actually do have some business that might possibly involve you, but I didn't think I'd have to
pray
do that.
tell. Pray tell.
I'm in the market for a very specific and expensive kind of metal.
Metal?
Yeah.
What kind?
Well, my uncle made a deal with me, and I can't go home until I make this deal.
Details in this line of work, I try to.
Oh no, I'm being
receive
vague.
as
Yeah, no, this is
little
vague for
detail.
me, don't
Just tell me what. Just tell me what the metal is. That's all the detail I need to know.
Yeah, mithril.
Oh no,
No?
no,
No.
No.
No?
I'm afraid that's
Ow.
that's a bit too. You have to understand. We're not.
No,
just...
no, I get it. It's expensive. It's fine.
It's
just-
not
I-
that.
Yeah.
We are a thieves guild, yes,
Mhm,
but we are also a guild of the downtrodden, and
mhm.
partaking in activities that would draw far too much attention to us would be counterproductive to our secondary goals.
Uh-huh.
Mithril unfortunately qualifies in that aspect. I'm so sorry. If you have anything else at all, then I would be all ears.
Oh, Everfrost?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Don't suppose you got like bottled dragon fire in there somewhere, do you?
Actually, no.
Damn it.
He is
know.
smiling ear to ear. Seems to be very much enjoying this conversation. I haven't quite smiled this much in a while. Drinks for everyone. And he just calls to the
Another
bartender.
brandy, thank you.
My adult brandy. It is our specialty.
Lovely.
Insight check. What are you insight checking?
See if he's fucking poisoned their drinks.
Make an insight check.
17.
What?
17.
Hard to read.
I push my drink to Navid. I think he needs it.
You're not partaking.
I am not
I'm
drinking.
on a diet.
That's a very boring diet, isn't it?
Gotta
I
do
don't
what
know
you
with you. My last drinking escapades have not been quite so
Oh, do tell. And he just kind of like leans forward, puts his hands up like this, just rests his face on one of his hands and goes, do tell, I do love a good story.
But you just shut up Kamaris a minute ago.
Huh? I got stories. You want to hear a story?
Well, I mean, I was interested in you until you started asking about very dangerous items, and now I'm more interested in you. I'm never quite pleased what exactly you are. You're not entirely human, I can tell that much. Well, do you have a story for me?
She tries to like hold her poker face. She's just staring directly at him. What in her head to it? She's like, nope, nope,
Oh, you're no fun.
give him something. It might make him more amenable towards us.
I think you should listen to her.
I'm not saying it out loud. I'm just doing a mind link.
Oh, okay. Are you egging her on? I hope you're egging her on.
Always. I don't really know. I'm quite boring.
I'm afraid you might be right. Oh well. Well, regardless, you
She
are
ran two people over with a
newcomers.
skiff once.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
She ran two people over with a skiff once.
Oh,
That was one of
did
the
you?
people.
Were you? Did you enjoy it?
What did you say?
He looks at you, Riker, he goes, did you enjoy it?
Not entirely. I would not recommend it.
Not entirely, so a little bit then. Fascinating.
Okay.
Have you ever been stepped on?
Oh boy! Oh boy!
Whoa. Now, are we referring to? Are we talking about the sexual thing, or like actually stepped on by like a giant or something?
No, I was just asking if he's been stepped on. I mean, I can't say I dislike where your mind's going, Kamaris, but I just asked if he's ever been stepped on.
Have you been stepped on? Now I'm curious.
I don't believe so, other than if my brothers were bullying me, but
Oh, you must
So,
not have liked
yes.
it then. Pity. There's some
How close
release
is
in it.
Riker sitting to me?
Fairly close.
I'm gonna step on his foot.
The Piper's hat kind of tips for a second, and he just like looks over and gives you a very cheeky smile, Damien, and goes, cheeky, cheeky, cheeky.
God, I do hate. I don't know if you did this on. If you based this on the character, I think you did. But if you did, I hate the fact that this guy is such a good representation.
I did. I think I know which character you're talking about, and I absolutely did. Half of my content is plagiarized, man. I'm sorry.
I got it from Rats and his name.
Yeah.
If that helps you.
Oh.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
real.
I don't know if anybody else knows what story this is based on.
So then, at the end of the day, I'm afraid we need to come down to a bit more solemn business. You are newcomers here in the guild of the... And he kind of just reaches out really quickly. His hand moves faster than any of you can see. Grabs onto Navid's hand, and his thumb just wipes over Navid's wrist, and you see a little white paint marker on Navid's wrist. Guild of the
Could you not?
Downtrodden. And as your newcomers, I have to initiate you. Everybody roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Ah, shit on
fuck.
it.
Initiate.
Shimatta.
Oh, come
19.
on.
Wisdom.
Alright,
Oh,
well,
that's a
oh, nice.
God.
Whoa.
Well,
With advantage, I got a 7.
oh
Oof.
wow.
Oh no.
Alright, we'll start from the top. So Shay with a 7. Odessa?
16.
Riker?
9.
Navid?
7.
Kimaris?
Natural 2022.
Wow. Eric?
4 with a nat 1.
Oh,
Damien?
Holy crap.
19.
Okay, so Eric, Shay, and who was the other? Was it Navid who got a 7?
Yeah.
Okay. Odessa, what'd you get again?
16.
Riker?
9.
Oh, okay, there, it was Riker then. Okay. Shay, Riker, Navid, and Eric all feel groggy. All of you suddenly feel like you kind of are in a more or less lucid state. As for the rest of you, you feel fine. Impressive. Only half of you took to it. Well, regardless, I have a task for you. Should you complete the task, you will have my, as fleeting as it might be, favor. You will be allowed to leave with your belongings and your pride, if that's a thing. And should you fail, well, I will have more tasks for you. This is the rule of the guild. All who come here do the same. Are you ready?
What have you done to them?
But, I mean,
You'll find out.
are we gonna... Okay, just one of 3 things. Is it involving beating and or killing, stealing, and illegal activities? Oh, definitely the illegal activities, so just one of the 2 would be preferred, if you could tell me.
No and no.
Ah, lovely.
Can I insight check what he said? Is this like standard procedure?
Okay, insight check it.
Ooh, that's bad. 18.
For the most part, yeah.
Okay.
Well, are you ready to proceed?
Don't think we have a choice.
Excellent. Well, your first step is to follow the rats. And he points outside.
The actual, like, the animal rats.
Yes.
Or like a person called rats.
No, the animal rats.
It's
The
not a very
bouncer
good guide.
opens the door to the
Person
outside
Going
again.
to the
Why
rat
the hell
house.
do you have so many rats? That has been bugging me for a
Oh,
while.
I don't have them. They naturally gravitate themselves to my will. I think it's the music. They love it.
She just
Can
makes like
I-
a barf noise in Odessa's head.
A what noise?
A barf, just like, ugh.
You're using a mic to shit talk people now. Can I do a check on Shay to see if I can identify this effect that is on her?
Sure. What kind of check do you want to do? As in, like, what are you trying to do? Like, identify it magically or
Magically.
magically? Make an Arcana check.
$14.
It appears to be a... Ooh, where should I put this? It appears to be a sort of kind of side effects or actual effects of a psychotropic. You're not entirely sure what kind of psychotropic. Perhaps it's some kind of barbiturate, as far as you can tell.
Can you define it for
Oh,
those
sorry.
who don't know what
Sorry.
it is?
I'm very confused.
A psychotropic is a drug that alters your mental state of mind. A barbiturate specifically lowers your inhibition.
Lose your what, sorry?
Inhibition.
Ah, so you can't say no.
Something like that.
Right.
Okay. So did she just look drunk or what?
A bit, yeah. So those who are affected look kind of drunk.
Did
Huh.
this man effectively just use date rape magic?
Something like that.
Alright,
As a creep.
let's go. I'm gonna
So who's affected again? It's Shay, Riker, Navid, and Eric, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
and I'm gonna like stand up, grab Shay by the arm and go outside.
Okay. You guys.
Can we get the pink one's things first? Because he needs like
why
a
not?
sword or something.
And he motions to one of his men. Navid, you do get all of your items back. Navid?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get all of your items back.
Yeah, I'm just I look like I'm about to say something more shit talk the guy more, but I'm just giving up.
Okay. So, as you guys all head outside of this bar, back into the area with the sewers that is dimly lit, and the door closes behind you, that's where we're gonna take a break.
Did this bar have good alcohol? You didn't describe that.
Yeah,
Yes.
it had decent alcohol, not great. It's not supposed to be like a
Oh yeah.
bar where you go to drink off of.
Yeah,
Yes.
scale, no. It's a shit bar.
Here's the question.
Mhm.
I told Aiden to take care of the rats and stuff near the entrance. So does that
Aiden-
mean when we get out, what color is the pavement?
Well, no, Aiden didn't like kill all. I mean, there are hundreds and hundreds of rats. Aiden ate a couple, and then he was full.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, how big are the rats?
Big rats are big, dude.
No, but how big are these rats? Because I've seen rats that are like the size of a small cat. before.
No.
I've seen rats that are,
These aren't the size of a small cat, but it's getting up there. Like think guinea pig, like your average guinea pig.
It's not too bad.
It's not too bad. They're still big, but not too bad. Like if they all like decide to gang up on you, you'd be fucked. But it's not too bad.
So hey, Benny.
That's like a
Mhm.
fun way to go.
Quick question about this character we've just been introduced to. How often does he kidnap children?
Not often.
Okay,
Didn't
he's
say
not-
he
he's
doesn't
alright
do it.
guy then. He's an alright guy. He's fine.
He didn't say he didn't do it. Just not a lot.
So
reason
for
I
those
ask
who
is
are out of the
because I am-
loop,
He's
the
the Pied Piper of Hamelin.
yeah he's
Yeah, we
the
all
Pied
got
Piper.
that.
I think everybody got that.
I don't know if everybody knows who that is.
I don't know what that is.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
You don't know the Pied
Oh,
Piper?
you don't?
Oh.
The-
Oh yeah, it's an old children's tale. Essentially,
know
this
that it's in
guy
Shrek.
came into a town. Yeah, a guy came into
That's
town.
all I know.
Yeah, a guy came into town that was being infested with a rat plague. He said that he could lead the rats out of town for pay, essentially, and the town agreed. He played a song on his flute, and it lured all the rats out of town. He piped out of town, essentially. And when he went to go collect what he was owed, the people of the town refused him. So essentially, he left, and he did the same thing, essentially, but all the children in the village followed his tune, and he kidnapped all of them, and none of them were ever seen again.
That's right. He did control the people in Shrek with his music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna get myself a drink. I'll be right back.
Ooh.
In my case, my mind went to a podcast Magnus Archives, but that's because there was like
Hey,
a
Magnus
episode.
Archives, hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah.
Like there was an episode named Piper, and there was also a guy with hella long fingers, so that's where my mind just like went at first.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just confused what he's gonna do because it's gonna be illegal, but it's not murdering and or stealing something. So what the hell are we doing?
I don't
Kidnapping?
know.
I've never known.
I feel so useless
Navid-
down here.
Because it's weird playing a character that doesn't have dark vision.
Yeah, it is.
It is because I usually play characters that have it, or that I'm human and I accept that I don't have it. But like I keep forgetting that Kamaris is a tiefling that doesn't have it. So it's weird. Yeah.
Also, I almost forgot how to play as Navid, but I'm getting there.
It's okay. At least we weren't thrown in combat immediately, so you weren't like, "What the fuck do I have?"
Yeah. We could have like steal from the like Baron Stone or something like that. I don't know. I'll be back in a second.
Like then I just thought like the rule to playing Navid is just like insult everyone and be sarcastic, I guess.
Yeah, I missed our sassy boy.
Yeah.
It feels weird. It still feels weird, but
When does the break end?
Oh,
No
we didn't
idea.
say.
Whenever he gets back.
I was
Usually,
thinking
like, 10
if I have
minutes.
10 minutes, I could eat dinner and get back.
I think it was 10
I don't
minutes.
know. Yeah,
Usually
but from now.
Oh,
No, it's like 8 minutes.
I'll take my chances. I'll take my phone with me, so I get notified.
Pick eating.
I'm back.
Go back.
you just missed the guy that would say hi back.
Are you guys enjoying the session so far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
who's this guy based on?
The Pied Piper.
Yeah, but the persona, I thought it was based on a specific.
Oh, I mean, the persona is based on a couple different people. It's kind of a mix of a couple different characters, both in and out of the D&D world. I'd rather not say because some
No,
of it
so I
might be
thought
spoilery.
it was the one that extra recognized, but it was just the folklore character.
Yeah, it was just the Pied Piper.
I like the persona.
Nice. How'd you guys find the music so far? Fitting, isn't it?
Is it like classical music? What is it?
No, it's just I just looked for fantasy music that was like mildly unsettling, but also kind of had a bit of element of fun to it.
that image again, I made hold up because it's relevant again.
Mm-hmm.
Hold up. I need to find the post.
You have Magnus Archives flashbacks. I like that. I'd like that you have Magnus Archives flashbacks.
Have you watched that? I haven't watched that.
Magnus Archives the shit.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's the best way to describe it is kind of like, do you know what like SCP are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love SCP.
Yeah, it's like that, pretty much, and it's like someone giving like accounts. So, there's this guy who at the beginning of the series is like super like doesn't give a shit about this and doesn't believe it. But like as the series goes on, he gets like more and more paranoid. He gets more and more like into the whole kind of world that he's now kind of fallen into. You know, it's a great show.
You know, I have a it's a podcast show if I remember. I have a similar show, but it's a TV show that I was watching. It's fucking, what was it called again? The library? No, not the library.
The library.
No, not
It
the
was that.
library.
No?
My keys.
The library was one, but it was a different one. Warehouse 13, I think. Warehouse 13 is what I'm thinking of. It was a sci-fi show that got cancelled. That was pretty fun.
He needs to be like that, but like almost naked in the loincloth with the alcohol.
Yeah. Navid's just done with the shit. He just keeps finding himself in progressively worse and worse situations. First it gets
That's
first
That's
he gets
his entire
him
character arc.
assassinated.
He's
Yeah.
just getting into weird shit.
Alright, we'll wait for
Just-
Eric to get back before we continue.
Cool.
He said he's eating dinner.
Nah, that's fine. It won't be long. Is Jay back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Man, Millie, you've been in chat since before we started. Like, you've actually been on the channel since before the channel went live. How do you do that? That's crazy.
She's more on time than we are.
Right?
Yeah. It's very true, actually.
Also, I'm gonna make Millie a mod. Because I can.
Because I can't.
Making everybody a
Because I
mod.
can. Make me a mod. I don't use Twitch, but make me a mod.
How do I type your name? Whimsical. Wait, shit. Whimsical underscore melancholy. Hey, there. Wait, you know what? I don't have permission. Oh, because I'm signed into my account and not Chaotic Stupid. Alright, I'll do it
Permission
later.
on stream.
Well, no, it's because I'm signed into Admiral Benguin right now and not Chaotic Stupid.
Admiral Benguin.
Penguin.
I'll mod Millie later. Somebody remind me to do it. Extra, get on it. I'm sorry. I'm using Chris as like my personal like notification.
Yeah, because the one time you needed somebody to do something for you, because you forgot it 3 weeks in a row.
That's fair.
He's your event bot.
He's my personal event bot. Gosh. Agatha, what are those notes on Piper?
Stick heckin' asshole.
Absolute heckin' asshole. I don't know. I think,
I'm writing down only the important things.
I feel like
course.
he's been. I feel like he's
Swanking head
been.
isn't important.
Yeah, his wanking hand isn't important.
Wanking hand.
Extra joints on the fingers.
I actually wrote it down, but it's
Like
just
right around the
like
shaft.
it goes further in. My campaign notebook is fucking big.
I use
So-
post-it notes.
Wow.
Chaotic.
Because I use it also for my home campaign, so
I have a binder with my different sections divided off. I have a different page for every campaign.
I had a notebook, but I lost it, so I've been using post-it notes. But I think I found it yesterday or something, so I have to go re-find it. Yeah, this book is elusive. It's got notes from my first ever game, but like they're very spaced out, and I don't label shit. My notes are very chaotic, but they work for me, so yeah.
Whatever works for you, man.
Oh,
Yep.
Millie says thanks. She can't comment because she's playing The Sims.
What?
That's
Good
rude,
reason.
actually.
We're the background noise.
Yeah.
For the background noise, and she probably hopped on her phone to send the message through Discord.
Yep.
Eric, are you back?
Oh, you need to text him. He said he got his phone with him.
Alright. And this is one of those rare weeks where we all kind of showed up on time.
Yeah.
We're always on
I
time. I
mean-
don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
No, there's always about one person about 20 minutes late is usually me.
Yeah, this server is usually very punctual.
Yeah, I'm
Right,
actually
usually
fairly
very
surprised by
punctual.
that.
No one's ever usually later than.
Alright, tell you
like,
what, we'll continue and we'll let Eric join in as he gets back because we don't have a lot of time today anyway. So, not that we have a lot of time on any given Saturday, but still. Break time's over. So welcome back. You guys are standing outside of this bar. What would you like to do?
Follow the rats.
Follow the rats.
So the rats that came down here didn't actually turn into the bar. They went straight forward through the gated area where there's a guard sitting behind the gate, and they're going through that route.
Can I pick up a rat?
Roll a sleight of hand check.
All right. That's 15.
Does a 16 hit you?
Just.
Okay. You take 1 point of piercing damage as the rat you pick up just bites into your hand, and you now have
Do I
tetanus.
have a rat?
You have a rat, and you also have tetanus.
What?
I have tetanus.
Tetanus.
Well, you don't know that yet.
Okay, I can't. All right, I'm gonna pick up the rat. I'm gonna stare it dead in the eyes.
It's very agitated.
I wanna intimidate the rat. I want it to calm down.
Roll an intimidation check.
17 plus 21.
It's still squirming in your hand, but it is slowing down as it's realizing the futility of its actions. Rats are surprisingly smart, and it's still squiggling and squirming and trying to get out, but it is like, shit, I'm stuck here. What do I do now?
Okay, I'm gonna look at the rat.
Okay,
Alright,
so
rat.
it's a rat.
I'm gonna carry you from now on. You're gonna lead us to where we want to go. And I'm gonna keep you in my pocket. All right?
17 hit you.
Yes.
It bites you again. Make a Constitution saving throw,
Oh my god.
and you take another 1 point of piercing damage.
16 con save.
16 con save. Alright, you've managed to hold on to the rat, but it's biting on the hand. You have double tetanus.
Alright, can I? Okay, alright. I'm gonna try and remove
Super
this rat's.
tetanus.
I'm gonna try and remove this rat's like front teeth.
Oh god.
Ooh, God.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's what's gonna stop his Kimaris put that down?
No. I'm gonna make a point.
Oh my god,
This person seems to be affiliated with the rats. I don't know if he'll see this as an insult.
Okay. Alright, I'll look at the rat. Alright, from advice from my equals, I've decided not to rip your teeth out.
Rat does not seem to understand you.
I hold the rat up to Odessa. Thank this person.
can it
Um,
even
I
understand
do
you?
not need the thanks of a rat.
How close are you holding it to Odessa?
Oh my god.
Not close enough. I'm not. Kamara's is not stupid. He's not holding it so he can try and bite her.
Okay, fair enough. It looks at
I'm gonna
Odessa
throw the rat.
and squirms. It scurries off.
No,
You
I
just-
throw the
Okay,
rat.
Yeah. You throw it, it lands, it gets up, it scurries off, and then you just hear very like violent squeaking coming from a random corner.
I have a first responder feat, so I know whenever a creature is diseased. Do I know that Kimaris has double tetanus?
You would know that the bite on Kimaris' hand is not good.
Oh no.
Hmm. That's not
Hmm?
good.
Then
Well,
what?
you kind of did it to yourself, you know.
You got
What did I
it.
do? What did I do?
What was that about?
That
Moss?
bite
You picked up a rat
Yeah, I picked
It
a
just-
rat.
unsanitary.
and just
I mean,
Avoid it.
we are also in a sewer. Picking up a rat
Fair
in a
enough.
sewer is not the best idea.
Weren't you the one talking about open wounds in the sewer?
Oh shit, you're right.
Okay, just gonna healing word.
Okay.
hold up. I don't know if I know it. No, I don't know. Hold on.
What?
What?
I
What?
have lay on hands. I have lay on hands,
Oh.
which
You
can
would have
kill
seen,
them.
so I mean, it's up to you.
I wouldn't have seen, but just putting that out there.
You have lay on
Oh,
hands?
alright.
Bitten.
Are you gonna try and lay on hands him? I mean, you would have seen, like, you would have seen him get bit.
Like, would I know if it's diseased?
I mean, Odessa would know.
I mean, I just said it's not good.
Yeah, Odessa just said that out loud.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you would know it's diseased.
Yeah, but okay. I'm just like going to very, very carefully, just like not touch it too much. Just lay on hands, 5 points.
Okay, so
No, no,
five
it'd be
points. No, 5 points to remove the disease. You don't actually heal
yeah.
5 points. But that being said, Navid, as you go ahead to do that, I want you to roll a charisma check for me.
Oh, right. You are date rape drugged.
You were dating
No,
drunk.
it's not about that.
No?
14.
14, just under the DC. You go within yourself to reach for your paladin ability, and you find it, but you are unable to access it.
What?
Oh no, I'm not healed.
No, then Odessa's gonna
Fuck, I
heal
know
you.
why.
It looks like Navid is just like not doing anything, so.
Oh shit.
And now you come to the realization of what has happened.
Well, I mean, we'd see it though because lay on hands is touch. So
Yeah, it's touch. So you guys see
Or
Navid
just
reach out and
see-
touch Kimaris, and nothing happens, and you guys see a look on Navid. Navid, why don't you describe the look on your face?
It is something about like kind of fucking furious, but at the same time just kind of disappointed at himself.
Oh,
It's
you
still there,
alright?
Navid. It's not gone. It's just harder to access for a while.
It's like clenches his teeth and just takes his hand away. Can't
What?
help.
Kimaris, no change to you.
I'm still diseased. Fuck.
Healing word. You get 5 HP. Is that enough to?
I mean,
Heal the double
he only took 2 points of damage. That being said, healing a disease is not something that can be done with a cure wounds with a healing word. That's something that needs to be done specifically, like with a medicine check with a healer's kit or something like that. Or
Okay, can I do that then?
do you have a healer's kit?
I shouldn't have picked up that rat.
I have a
I
healer's
have
kit.
healers.
Just learning that.
No, I don't.
You don't have a
Riker's got one.
Riker's got one, so I'll let Riker. But Riker, you are woozy, so you do it at disadvantage. You can make a medicine check at disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna lose a finger.
That's fine. I got 5 more.
What
16.
were you trying to do with this rat?
Well, I thought the rats were intelligent, so I wanted to have an intelligent rat. So if the fucking man tries to do anything, then we can just like scream at him through the rat.
Are you intelligent?
No.
This is just like face palming.
dang.
With the 16, am I
16,
healed?
Medical.
Yay.
Yeah, you're healed. You're no longer.
Alright.
Like Riker just grabs a syringe, fills it up with a certain drug, looks through it, kind of measures out a certain amount. It's a little sloppy, but he gets there. And then as he goes to inject it into you, he kind of misses the first time. It's okay. He goes the second time and then injects it. Keep in mind, Riker is woozy, but he gets the job done.
Right, okay. I may have learned from this situation, and I might not pick up rats again.
Especially not in the
Good.
sewer.
Good.
Just do not pick on anything.
I may be learning.
Watch, the puzzle that we need to solve is gonna be like you need to pick up a rat at the end.
Are you guys heading forward? The gate is opened. The guard is there. He sees all of you. He sees the white marks. And he notices a couple of you. Woozy goes, "Newcomers. Well, this way."
Like we're passing by, I'm just giving him a death stare.
You got some fight in you. That'll be useful. Over there. And he just
Shut
points into the darkness. Oh, this is going to be exciting to watch. As all of you are just walking past, he just like looks at each one of you going past the fight. You're tall. You're not. You need a shower. It's like judging each one of you as you walk past. It's very
Which
vocal
one
about
does
it.
he say you need a shower
Up
to?
to your
who-
interpretation.
What is?
Who
Yeah.
else?
What is? What is? Yeah, it's true.
Wait, actually,
does
it
he
could
say
be
you-
Eric
Could be
or
Russ.
Damien.
It's Damien.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Eric
It's
smells
one or
like
the
sap.
other.
Alright, so as you all get past him, he goes, that's a metal dog. It's like, they'll eventually get past
Good
him.
eye.
You're very observant.
The tunnel ahead of you is straightforward. It does not rise, does not lower. However, it gets darker and darker as you go along. The rats seem to be heading forward as of a single mind.
I'm gonna cast light on for the benefit of everybody who can't see
Okay, you cast light
on my
and
shield.
you can now see for as long as light persists.
Okay, so
Nice.
sorry, off-topic question, but when I tried to do the lay on hands, did my lay on hands points get expended or?
They did not get expended. You were not able to
Okay.
reach your ability. Alright then. As you guys are heading forward, who would like to keep out watch?
Guess Eric with dark vision.
Okay. I mean, there's light, so dark vision's
Oh.
not. Yeah.
I'll
'cause,
do it since I'm not woozy.
Odessa like casts light on her shield, so. Alright, Odessa, make a perception check.
Wait, only one person?
What
Well, I
was it?
think
The
Kamaris
front.
will watch behind just in case anything that happens.
Sure. Then Kimaris roll perception check for the back. Odessa roll for the front.
Oh, not good. 15.
It's good enough.
14.
Good enough as well. There's nothing really coming from you from the back besides rats. Nothing really in front of you except rats. Up until
Damn
you
rats.
finally come into a larger opening. This time there is a slope heading upward, and the rats seem to be going up to a door and under it.
What kind of door?
It's a wooden door, a normal sized door this time. It doesn't cover the entire cavern because it's in the side of the wall of the sewer. And this door has a small hole at the bottoms for rats to just go through.
Should we knock?
We're invited.
I'm gonna try and open it.
For it this time.
Oh, open it. There we go.
It opens fairly easily, and the rats keep going through. And now you see inside this is a dark circular room. You turn the shield so the light shines into the room. It's a room, fairly circular. The rats are going in, and there's a grate in the floor where the rats are just going in and popping down. It's a metal grate, and below it you see this darkness. You can't quite see what's under it, but all the rats have to be going into it. Seems like this is the end of the rat trail, this room. And there's white wall all around you. It's fairly clean, like the other rooms of the Guild of the Downtrodden. What would you guys like to do?
Wait,
Is
sorry,
there
what's
another-
the last thing you said?
It's fairly clean, like the other rooms of the
Oh,
Guild of
okay.
the Downtrodden.
Nothing in it?
Make a perception check.
I'll assist.
How are you
Assist.
going to assist with a perception check?
Looking round the room as well,
Make
seeing
a
if
separate
anything she
one.
misses. Okay.
17.
17, and Kimaris?
8.
Kimaris, you're not entirely sure what you're looking at. Odessa, you do notice there are inscriptions along the wall. These inscriptions are, however, in Sylvan.
In Sylvan.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody read Sylvan here?
I do.
I'll
Oh,
shine
yeah,
the
we
shield
do.
on the wall.
As rangers, yep.
Okay.
That's right.
Alright. By the way, all of you getting inside the room?
I would prefer not to close the door.
You can leave the door open, that's not an issue.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So what's the text say?
So starting from the beginning, it says, "Well done. But following a few critters isn't really that hard, now is it? Your next step, well, it's fairly simple, really. Just explain your fear. And as you read this, are you reading it out loud? Eric?
Yeah.
You read it out loud,
Explain your fear.
and the door shuts, and the light goes out.
Ah, shit.
Ah,
Hate
bad.
my life.
Wait,
Those
why
of
does the light
you
go out?
with dark vision, you cannot see.
Ah,
Tits.
Have
So
I
wait,
mentioned
night
that
vision.
all this is bullshit?
Hmm.
Well, now I'm mentioning it.
Yeah, it's...
You are all in a
Well, this
room.
is an initiation for the Thieves Guild, so I don't think they're gonna kill us.
Hope not.
One thing
Well,
to
let
note,
me-
those of you with passive perception 16 and higher, which is I think Eric and Odessa, sorry, Damien and Odessa.
15.
Damien and Odessa, you guys immediately hear the rats scurrying into the center. The last of the rats seem to scurry into the center down the grate, and then nothing. It seems like no other rats are coming in from outside.
there was a grate in the center?
Yeah, there was a grate in the center that the rats were going down into.
Alright.
And quiet. Besides the sounds of you and your companions, there is nothing.
Well, I guess it's magic or somebody is messing with us.
We know someone's
or
messing
both.
with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the contraption.
Oh, yeah.
Should we use
This is
honestly
new
safe,
to me.
or do we have any way to counterfeit this?
Well,
mean-
if we're planning to,
No, you go ahead.
if we're planning to follow this initiation and get out of here, then I suppose we should go along with it.
Let's do it like in Monmora. Just dive into the deep ends. My greatest fear
Well-
is to disappoint
Yeah.
my tribe. So, who else?
Are we actually sharing fears? Because mine's kind of personal. Isaac, ooh, they're just in a corner trying to find his way
Albert,
around.
that's Albert, that's the point.
Oh, Albert,
I'll just
not
say
Isaac.
anything, but we are kind of revealing our weaknesses right now, and I don't like it.
I mean,
Just be specific with your wording, if that's
yeah.
helps you say it. I don't see another way out of this.
Okay. I guess I'll go next. Greatest fear would be going home and my family not looking me in the eye and not seeing me as me. That kind of, you know, when you go on a journey or a trip and you come back different. If I come back different, I want that to be a different that they can still be proud of. And if I do come back and they're not, that shit would destroy me. That's my fear.
What's in the room? I was gone when we first got in here.
So, when you guys got in here, there was nothing except inscriptions on the wall in Sylvan. And what they said is, well done, you've followed the animals, but how hard is it to do that? Now it's time for the second step, explain your fears. And as Eric was reading that out loud, once he finished reading that, the door shut, the rats stopped coming in. All the rats that were in here went out through the grate, and there's magical darkness that none of you can see through.
Okay.
Well, my greatest fear is moral corruption. To betray the principles I believe in, to become an arbiter of injustice.
Curious. You guys hear the voice of the piper after Odessa speaks.
Alright. Mine is watching my friends die and not being able to do anything about it.
Tragic.
I'm afraid I'll be lonely for forever.
Heartbreaking.
Till the day that I die.
Damn.
Oh my god.
Damn. I guess I'm next, and I feel kind of bad because mine's nowhere near as bad as your guys's.
Are you saying that in character?
Yes.
No shame about
What
that.
do you say?
You don't
What
fear
do you
much.
say?
That's good.
No, I fear that I won't be able to apologize to my old magic teacher.
It's all right. Yeah.
Okay, so
Grounded?
question to the DM: did he say greatest fear or just fear?
He just said explain your fears.
So now
Fears
we just like
plural.
looks around.
Huh.
I mean,
Just
they're
looks
Well,
around.
explain your fear, not
Well-
fears. It was fear.
Well, I am afraid of spiders.
Huh.
Nick,
It's
I mean, is
he's
it true?
actually honest
Mm.
right now.
I know, but okay, you know what? I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide.
He's one of the first spiders that you met.
Albert kind of picks it up and goes, right now this darkness is pretty scary.
Albert, come on. Proper answer now. We're all,
No,
you know, pouring our hearts
I'm
out.
actually being serious. I've never been more afraid in my life.
I mean, that's fair.
We're
We
with
are in
you.
an enclosed
That's
dark
alright.
space with a creepy man who might possibly, rend us our lives asunder, and no one would ever know that we died in a deep, dank sewer, surrounded by rats, filth, and God knows
It's
what.
not helping.
Kimaris, that's not.
Shay will
What?
just go over and put an armor over Albert and just be like, just giving a comforting presence.
Are we actually sharing our deepest fears now?
One is enough, I think.
One of our deepest fears?
You can have more than one.
It
That's
said
fine.
explain your fear.
Yeah.
I just don't want to die.
Fair enough.
None of us do. I think.
How
At least not here.
very
that's for sure.
curious.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
Every single one of you are, well, entertaining. And the lights come back on. Well, the light, since it's just the light on the shield. You guys find yourselves slightly kind of rearranged because some of you kind of walked and bumped into walls here and there.
Nice.
You are, well, for the time being, free to go. However, it wasn't chance that you happened upon my organization, and for, well, entertaining me, I'll leave you with this. And a door on the other side that you didn't notice earlier because it's flush with the wall and of the same material, so it's kind of like a trapdoor, opens. Not a trapdoor, sorry, a trick door.
Hidden door.
A hidden door, there we go. Opens on the other side to reveal a different cavern, this time leading forward and then stairs going up, lighted. And on the floor, a small package wrapped in a brown parchment and sealed with a green ribbon. Navid Kale, for being my guest for so long, here is a parting gift. I hope it does you well on your investigation.
I'm just staring him dead in the eyes again.
No, he's not here. You guys just hear the voice from around you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I am dumb.
Sorry. Navid, you gonna take that? Looks like it's for you.
I am just like watching. Hold up, I'm just kind of spaced out. I don't know what is being added to me.
Okay,
There's
so
a package on the floor.
yeah, so
Okay.
so the trick door opens, the hidden door opens, and behind it
I'm
there's
going
a
to poke it,
small brown package
like-
on the floor with a green
I'm
ribbon.
going to like poke it with my feet. Just...
Okay, as you poke it, the voice again comes up. Don't worry, it's not going to electrocute you. Not too much.
I don't
I was
trust.
very.
you.
You
I'm just
poke it with your feet and nothing happens.
going to like take up my sword and just like, I don't know, try to stab it, but like not to hurt it contents, just like the outside of it.
Okay. It's just a package. It's wide and it is slightly round, but it is wide. It's vaguely rectangular, green ribbon on it. You poke it with your sword and you do feel something hard inside of it, but other than that, you can't tell.
Okay, I am just.
Do you want me to open
Slowly-
it for you? I understand you have some past trauma about this.
Well, if you could.
Yeah, I'll pick it up and open it.
Okay. You open it,
Be
and
prepared to cast fireball at anything that pops.
as you open it, it's fairly obvious. It's mundane. You see two long-ish wooden rods, and as you pull them apart, it comes apart in a scroll. And
Nunchucks. Oh.
Odessa, because you are the one that that is opening it, you immediately recognize it. Move to whispers.
Okay.
Oh.
You, being from Koranis, immediately recognize this as the seal of the Lord of Koranis, and it is a writ. Specifically, it is a writ authorizing the sale.
Hold on, I don't think I'll read it. It's kind of invasion of privacy.
No. It's not about reading it. It's about recognizing what it is, because this style of document, with like the two wooden like pegs and pulling apart the scroll, and you immediately see the seal. It's super recognizable. And being
I
from
won't
Koranis,
pull apart the scroll.
you don't pull apart the scroll.
No, I open it, I see the scroll, and it's mundane. I'll give it back to Navid.
Okay,
Right?
fair enough. But
Yeah.
then in that case, you don't see what's in it. But
You can tell. Huh? Yeah.
You do immediately recognize that it is a written writ from the Lord of Koranis.
Okay.
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 Let's go back up.
Did we just do it? Oh, they're back.
Okay, so you do see this, Odessa, these two wooden rods that pull apart to reveal a scroll inside with some kind of gold leaf writing, and you have it in your hands.
I'll give it immediately to Navid and say, I recognize that seal on this scroll. It's from the Lord of Koranis. I think it's some kind of writ.
Hmm.
Why would such a character have something like this?
Well, I don't know. But it can be useful.
Would you like to read it, Navid?
Not right now.
Okay.
Wait, where does this cavern lead?
The cavern that you're in, it leads forward and into a flight of stairs that seems to be going straight up.
Up is good.
Wait, should we get out of here?
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess heading straight up.
Yes.
Okay. You guys head up the stairs, and then finally, as you get to the very top, you see this wooden door in front of you. Just seems like a normal door. You do see light. It looks to be natural light coming in through the keyhole.
I mean, at this point, just open the door. We've gone through shit, might as well. Kamara's just gonna open the door.
You open the door, and it fills this entire area with light. All of you are blinded for a moment, and all of you kind of shield your eyes as this light just immediately hits you.
Ow.
And as you blink, you guys hear cawing, and you smell a weird smell. And you open your eyes, and you're outside, in the entrance to the culvert. Aiden is there, kind of cawing at you, looking very confused, looking out at you guys and back into the culvert, looking back
Holy
at you
shit,
guys.
he's much bigger than I remember.
And he's looking into the culvert, looking out at you guys. You look up into the sky, and while you could have sworn you spent hours in there, it seems not a second has passed since you went in.
Aiden was in there with us.
Aiden didn't go in.
No, he stayed out.
He was eating the
He said that-
rats.
No, he was eating the
No,
rats
no,
on the
Yeah,
outside.
The rats outside.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are at the culvert on the outside. It seems like not mere minutes have passed, even though it seems like it's been hours since you guys entered. Navid, for you, some time has passed because
Why does
you
this
entered
feel like
yesterday.
an urban version of the Fae? Did y'all drink the alcohol?
Right. Shay just kind of looks towards Kamar's because he was complaining last time we had time skip. He was like, the goddamn Fae. So she just looks at him. Is this more of the Fae stuff?
One minute. Can I think back? And were there any kind of signs that we had transported even to like a partial Fey enchantment in the sewers somehow?
I'll let you make a history check for that to try and see how much you remember.
Do I get advantage with my fucking trait?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, that's 22. Natural 19.
Probably the white paint.
It's fucking. So the Fey magic in the paint.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everyone, rub off the paint on your wrist. It's Fey magic bullshit.
Well, what happened?
You go to rub off your wrist and the paint isn't there.
Shit, fuck. It seems like our understanding of time while with this paint on was skewed, and while our perception of time was under maybe a few hours, it seems like in actuality we were only there for at most a couple of minutes, if maybe even that.
Do I still feel groggy?
You no longer feel groggy.
Fucking hate Faye.
I hate all that. All that was bad.
It sucked. Not bad whiskey.
Very
not
much.
bad brandy,
I
though. But other than
don't
that,
want
sucked.
to go through that again.
Navid, why did you go down there alone?
That's
Dumb.
my business.
Your
It's
business
true,
is
but it's
done.
our business because we had to go down there and rescue you.
We just
went
risked
down.
our lives.
Give us any
Well, that was
information.
your choice, not mine.
We also could have made the choice to leave you in that cage.
Yeah,
Well, why didn't you?
because we're not shitty people.
So?
It's a little hard to argue with that. That being said, I just felt responsible because I was the one who told you how to get here. I didn't want you dying on my account.
Other than
Well,
him,
that
we
is your
kind of just came out of the goodness of our own heart.
I like that answer.
Well, like I said, those are my private reasons why I went there. Thank you
Weren't you
nevertheless for helping.
investigating the letter you received? Is this about
Maybe.
that?
Maybe.
That being said, Navid, now that you're back out here, it seems like whatever was impeding you from accessing your paladin abilities seems a little more subdued now. There's still that feeling of oh fuck, but it doesn't seem to be as debilitating anymore. It seems to have been a warning.
I'm not on the breaker yet. Oh shit.
Shay just kind of frowns at Navid and is just like, well, I've got people to save that might actually show some sort of gratitude. I'm finding the council. She's gonna go find the council place.
Okay, so you are going to the Baron Halls.
Been a bit
I'm going
shitty
with
at this
her.
point, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with too. Unless you don't want me there.
Okay.
No, it's cool.
Okay, so who's going with? And who's going back?
I mean, I'll go to the church with you. I might want to, bored.
Might want to do more vandalism?
Well, you don't know about the vandal.
I don't know. I'm not saying it. I just...
Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm kind of lost with what council.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, do you want information?
I believe
Oh,
that's
you
my
guys-
business. As Shay yells over her shoulder.
Oh gosh.
Deserve that.
You do.
Well, I
That
think you
doesn't mean
should
I'm
go back
sharing my
and
information.
get some rest after the ordeal you've been through.
You know what?
Mhm.
That's
You were made
kind of good
you were made
idea.
an unwilling stripper for I don't know how many hours. Truly traumatizing.
Didn't even get tips. It's out of
Yeah.
character.
I was gonna throw you a few copper, but you know,
He just has walked away at this point.
yeah, you deserve that. But
Shut
I also
up!
laughed. No, fuck you.
Fuck you.
I feel like this is the Sims when they walk away hating each other, the red bar is just increasing.
Oh no, Kamaris doesn't hate none of it. He just enjoys the piss out of him.
No, he just hates everyone. So
Yeah, this is just Kamaris is having a good time. Yeah, so head to church now.
Is everybody else going?
Yeah, but Kamaris gonna head to church with you.
Alright, so who's heading to the Baron Halls?
Who's not going?
wait, I am not
I
going.
think
So
only Eric and Damien haven't said they're going.
Okay. Eric and Damien, are you going to the Baron Halls?
Sure.
No. Eric is taking care of Aidan and going with Navid, I guess.
Okay. Alright, so, on that note, we are going to end the session here, mainly because for the Baron Halls, I need Roll20 to be working with me, and unfortunately it is not today. So we're going to cut the session a bit short, like I said, at about 3
Gonna
hours.
fight some priests.
No,
Fight some priests.
I just need some other
Kamaris
stuff.
love
to
that.
roleplay. That
Oh
being
my God.
said, that was a.
Don't give me that option. Burn the
I
place to the
hope you
ground.
guys enjoyed this session.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was fun. Strange. It was a tad more on the psychedelic side this
It was a
session.
bit
but
of a
it was
trip.
good.
Yeah.
It was strange,
I
very
was thinking like, how am I gonna revitalize a 2-week dit session when like we haven't run it for like 2 weeks straight and we have a character coming back after a month? Like I have the perfect plan.
A jaunt in the stewards with some crazy rat man. Yeah, sure.
All right
I
then.
want to murder that guy so bad. Not Shay, but Maya wants to. I
What?
want to murder the heck out of him.
Why?
now it wants
You
in
did
character.
nothing.
He's a garbage.
What? Because
I mean, he's been
Of all
free,
the-
to be fair.
Yeah,
Uh,
maybe
Arrogant and
just.
pompous and
yeah.
I love him. I love that.
I love it
character.
too.
That's just me.
All right. On that note,
I think he's very funny.
I am going to end the stream. Thank you for watching with us, and thank you for Millie, who's been here since like forever.
MVP Millie.
MVP Millie, and the stream is over. If you're watching on YouTube, hope you had fun.